I'm Andrea and welcome to the Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel. In this week's video, I'm going to give you a tour of my waiting room in my office here where I see clients full-time. And I also have a classroom or a conference room that I use here in the building for my classes. So it's really convenient for me to have everything under one roof. My students are usually interested in what layers I have under my table, how I set up my office space, and someone from Facebook actually contacted me after last week's video and asked me just that. So I figured it's a good topic. If you like this topic or other topics, please let me know. You can like the video, you can subscribe to the channel, you know what to do. And please feel free to leave me comments down below. I just love to know that you're interested. First, let's go to the footage that I recorded earlier, and I will show you my office space here and even a little bit about the building. This is the professional office building where my Reiki practice is located, with plenty of parking. And you can see here is the main entrance where I ask my clients to enter. There's a listing here at this entrance about what businesses and doctors are available. It's quite a big facility, so they have other entrances for things like hospice or long-term care. As we enter through the automatic doors here, you'll see that the building opens up to a large lobby. This used to be an old hospital and was bought out. Through those double doors is the classroom where I teach all levels of Reiki. They have named this part of the building the Center for Innovation and Education. You can see it's fully equipped with water fountains, restrooms, and here is a physician's office, currently closed. They have different signage to help direct visitors. On the right is the local art group for the community. This is my waiting room for clients and their guests. I have a fountain there on the table, artwork courtesy of my husband, Edward Kennedy. I can display different things like my class dates, upcoming, and basic Reiki information for anyone passing by. I have a couple of chairs here for my clients or if they bring a guest with them. And you can see I have the makings of hot tea, also a microwave and a refrigerator for my students to use since we meet in the same building. That window goes next door to my treatment room. And here it is, the treatment room, right next door to the waiting room. It's small, but it's well appointed. It's got everything that I need. Some nice chairs, hooks for jackets and bags, a mirror for getting ready after the session. I have a desk, some office basics there, places to keep my files and papers. A clock there. I have 3 clocks here. More artwork there from my husband. There's another clock over there. We'll see more of that in a moment. You'll see a step stool, a file cabinet, and a bolster for under the knees. All the necessary equipment. There's a stool there for me to sit on, and there's a selenite lamp down there to offer some more light when all the lights are dim in the room. And there's the table and the view from the table. Here on this wall, I have a cabinet for music on top, soft lighting, another clock. Those are important so I can stay on schedule throughout the day. Under the cabinet in the doors, you'll see all the sheets that I have there for my clients, an extra pillow and blanket if they would like that. And one more look around the room. As I said, it's small, but it actually has everything that I need. And here's a look at the room, the way it looks when a client is having a session. The chairs and the office furniture and tables were all purchased through Target. They've held up well and I've been quite happy with them. Other items can be found on my website on my favorite things page. The link to that page will be down in the description, but can be found at mainstreamreiki.com/favorites. Now that you have a little bit of an idea about my waiting room and my treatment room, where the office is, I'd like to show you my Reiki table and the different layers that I have there. When you're setting up your Reiki space, it's an important question because your client's comfort is paramount. You want them to be comfortable on the table, and that helps them enjoy the experience even more. One thing to note is unless the client requests it, I don't use the face cradle. I only have the client lay on their back during the session. I will use a bolster under their knees if they prefer that. It helps many people with their lower back. Many people fall asleep during the session, or they're very zoned out and in another place, and the last thing I want to do is disrupt them and have them move. And another thing to consider is, I know for myself, the face cradles are very uncomfortable whenever I get a massage. I have found that just allowing the client to be on their back is completely sufficient. So my table looks like this. I have a pillow, which of course isn't on the face cradle, it is just on the solid table up there. And then I have a sheet covering the table. Every client receives a clean pillowcase and a clean top sheet that's changed out every time. Now, a couple of things. The pillow, I have two of those. One is in the cabinet behind me because sometimes people like to have two pillows. They like to be a little bit more vertical and sitting up during the session. So I always have the pillow right there handy, and I have the cabinet right there so I can just reach in and grab it. It makes it really super easy. Now the pillow there, and then this fuzzy blanket, and also the blanket that I offer to them so that they can put it over their body. Yeah, all of that came from Costco. Pillows I often get compliments on from my clients. They really like them. Beauty Rest Black Label, and they come in a pack of 2 at Costco. And last time I checked, they're actually still there. So I got these years ago, so they must be pretty popular. All right, so when the client comes in and then they lay down, they're on the sheet with the pillow and pillowcase. Underneath the top sheet, I have this nice fuzzy blanket, like I said, and I believe this is a queen size blanket, so it drapes nicely on both sides of the table. Underneath that, I have a fitted sheet, and this is not a twin. This is actually purchased for massage tables, and you'll just need to know the width of your table as far as which sheets to get. They are kind of adjustable, but it's good to know because the width of the table and the length can vary quite a bit. So just measure your table so you're sure you're getting the right size. But I have this here to keep these bottom layers all nice and neat. If you lift this up here, you see I have this sort of fake sheepskin sort of pad, and this is also fitted. So again, it's nice and snug on the table because you don't want all this stuff shifting around when the client is getting up and getting situated or when they're getting off the table. You want it to be firmly in place. Now, underneath that, why do I have this? Just because it adds a little bit extra padding, because what comes underneath that are these two layers, and these two layers came from a company called Healthy Line. And Healthy Line produces high quality therapeutic mats, and they use crystal therapy in them. So this top mat is just a little bit of padding, not a whole lot, and it has these straps here to keep it locked in place. And then this is the mat underneath. Now this is a crystal mat, and this model is called the PEMF Infra Mat Pro Chakra Mat. And it's kind of confusing. Now, the PEMF stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Frequency, and that is a technology that's really gaining popularity right now for health and well-being. NASA even uses it for their astronauts. It's very helpful for promoting cellular repair and circulation and tissue repair in the body. So there are a lot of different benefits to this mat. Other ones include, it's got infrared heat. So, you know, like infrared saunas, this puts out heat like that. And it's very soothing. It's warm and wonderful. Clients really, really like it. Even in the summertime, I have people come in and they request to add the mat therapy onto their Reiki session. So it's been a really great addition to my Reiki practice. If you want to know more about this mat, then there will be a link in the description below the video, and you can find out more. As I said, they offer many different varieties, many different price points, and I'll have a discount code down there too. So if you'd like to order one, you can save 10% and get free shipping, which the free shipping is great because this mat has 16 pounds of gemstones in it. Each sort of gemstone is, of course, attuned right into the frequency of the chakras of the body. So this mat allows for crystal chakra balancing while I'm doing the Reiki treatment. So it's been a great addition to my practice. Anyway, so that's this. Now this mat is, because it has the PEMF therapy, it's rather stiff, and the crystals make it hard. So you see now maybe a little bit more why I have all this padding on top. I want this to be very comfortable for my clients, but I have added more padding. It's just maybe doesn't make a lot of sense because it's underneath, but that allows the mat to give underneath. I can't put too much more padding on top because then that would start to lessen the benefits of the mat. In any case, if I lift this up, you'll see, you know, it's kind of stiff. So if I lift this up, you'll see that we've got another fitted sheet there, again, just to hold all the things in place. And then underneath that, I have this memory foam. And the memory foam can't, interesting, I had a flicker of light. The memory foam can't go on top of the mat because it would block too much of the therapeutic benefits of the mat. So I have that underneath. Now memory foam, if you go to your craft or fabric store, is pretty expensive. What I did is I went to TJ Maxx and I went to their bedding department, and they had a twin size memory foam mattress topper. I think I got an 1.5 inch one, and it was only $28. I felt like that was a pretty good bargain. And I just trimmed it to my table width, and then I put it right on there. Underneath that is this, just a folded sheet. It's not fitted or anything. And then under that, I finally get to the table. So the table that I have here is very good quality, very steady, or sturdy, I should say. It's a nice width for clients who are a little bit wider or more broad in the shoulders. It's a good width and seems to accommodate shapes and sizes rather nicely. Finally, I want to bring your attention down here. This is fabric that I have here, and what it is, I made a table skirt. And the table skirt is really just to clean up the look of the table down here, and behind the skirt I can put all kinds of stuff under the table and nobody can see it. So it's hidden storage, which I need a little bit more storage in this space. I don't have a whole lot. How I saved money on this was I went out and found some curtain panels that I liked, and I bought I don't know how many I bought. I think I probably bought 2 packages or something like that. But why did I do that? Well, the hems are already nice and neat, finished and straight, which I don't sew a whole lot. So for me to get a completely level and straight, nice and neat looking seam is a bit of a challenge. So I went out and I got these curtain panels. I trimmed them, and then I just had minimal sewing to make them long enough, and they go all the way around 3 sides of the table. The other end of the table is open. You saw that on the tour, and that little lamp in there is that selenite lamp. So it gives me some light back in the corner when I'm working with my clients, because all these lights are dim during the session. I think that about covers my office space, my waiting room, and the layers on my table. If I left something out, you can always ask me down below in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer your questions there. If you liked the video or interested in other videos, let me know down in the comment section as well. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I just appreciate you being here, helping Reiki go more mainstream by practicing yourself and sharing it with others.